talking about your big-titted aunt. Your big-titty aunt.
That is great. That's great that they're so out of touch. What about me being 99% great and 1% evil? Okay?
Put the mic in your face, you
I just don't get this part anymore.
Huh?
What do you guys do?
Drink.
There's no... Why go to Orlando?
We could do it over Zoom, honestly. I don't know why.
You're not going to the parks.
Some people are, I'm not. I don't have the money for that shit.
So this is not a paid vacation.
Who's paying for this vacation?
I don't know. Did you pay for it? Did you organize it?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't organize it. It's a family vacation. It's a pseudo family vacation. I come from a pseudo family. I'm Stevens, but part of the pseudo family on my mom's side.
This is not the Stevens part.
Yeah, my mom's one of 9.
Is this cup bothering you? On camera? Not personally.
Just McCurdy.
That's fine. I'm like, why would I care?
Yeah, we don't, because my daughter's like, take the cups off the table.
Jesus.
That's as business mindset as you can get. Like, there's no point.
Your daughter hates us.
Are we on right now?
We're on.
No,
Okay,
we're not.
well,
Say as
No, I think
speak as if we weren't being recorded.
I'm just saying, I think it's probably a problem to have that cup on the table. It's not about the club. It's about just distraction. It's yellow. It's bright. Right?
Listen, if you get distracted by a cup, that's on you. That's all I have to
Well,
say.
I mean, in the camera, it's probably a lot bigger. It's probably blocking a very
it's bigger
good
than
portion
you.
of me.
It's bigger than you.
And that's the problem.
Yeah, for
Not about that.
See, now you're getting in your head.
I got to move everything.
Oh, jeez.
Well, you have to be conscious of everything. And it's not just about being in my head. I'm always in my head. I'm always examining corners of my head, pieces of my brain.
Corners of your head.
Yeah, because there's all kinds of different spots where things exist. And it comes at me. Surprise, sometimes. It's a surprise. Here comes this.
Really?
You know,
Okay.
and I'm like, money? Like taxes came up the other day. I thought I didn't pay my not quarterly, it was a sales tax thing that we have to do. Even if you don't sell something, you have, and you're part of the sales tax nation,
Yeah.
you have to fucking fill out a report to say we didn't sell. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
If you don't sell nothing that month, why do I gotta?
Well, your LLC?
No,
Just you as a
corporation.
individual?
It's a corporation, but it's also, you don't even have to be anything. It's not even that organization part of it. It's just the state saying this.
Oh, okay. You gotta make sure you didn't sell anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you don't fill out the blank 0 sales tax form, they can fine you $50 every month. And if you forget to do that, like I've spaced it. I've been in, I'll be in New York and I'll be like having a great time.
Yeah.
Not paying any bills, just not thinking about taxes, not thinking about responsibilities. And then I'll go, oh shit. And then I go, December of 17? I haven't paid taxes since December. And then I got to call them and beg them for forgiveness.
Yeah.
And see
What's
if
that feel like?
Unnatural.
Do you get like an anxiety attack?
Like you
quick?
can't yell at them like Comcast.
yeah.
Like Comcast, you go, this is bullshit with this fucking split router action.
Yeah.
Because our router has 2.4 and 5.
Yeah.
And this is some big problems in this household. Roku only operates on 2.4, and if Roku goes down,
Oh my God,
I can't
dude,
switch to 5.
So don't care about this.
And then I'm trying to watch my shows. I'm in the middle of a show called Too Large right now. It's a kind of a mock 600-pound life.
Dude, get off these shows.
No, I
have
need
to
'em.
Stop watching these shows.
It's my coffee time. 2:30 to 4.
You can't. You just found another way to watch fat people. I don't get you. I don't understand.
These are great fat people.
So,
These fat people are so cool.
What do you mean?
Because 600-pound life was too conservative. Like these women are talking about moving their rolls to have sex.
Wait,
you know,
what?
Yeah, moving the
their
fat rolls to have.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, so they're pretty honest fat people,
Okay.
right?
Well,
And
so 600-pound life, we're like, we don't have sex.
well, you didn't get that visual. It was the doctor was a little.
Fucking happy. super psyched that they didn't dive
The
into
doctor
that.
was stricter on 600-pound life than this doctor.
Wait, stricter like how though? I don't understand.
I mean, he was aggressive, yelling at them. You know, get on the fucking diet or don't you dare come back to my
Was he
office.
really yelling at them?
Yes, he was. He was a little foreign guy. You couldn't barely understand him.
Oh my god.
And he was aggressive as fuck.
Oh.
And this guy, this new guy, or this new show, which is the mock show,
Shows up stoned. He's like,
He's
you know,
nice.
live your life, man.
he's got a family picture in the background.
It's all
He's
about how you
calm.
feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on.
Sexy's a state of mind, bro.
Well, he's not a hippie. I don't know what that is. I don't know what you're doing right
Okay,
there.
I thought he was.
No, he's not a hippie.
Oh.
He's a nice guy.
What does that mean?
He's got a clean haircut. He's in shape. He's got a nice office. Everything looks pretty. It's idealistic.
Yeah, and he's like, you want to be me.
Right.
Ah, I see.
Right. Not like Dr. Now, who's like, you know, he's a little chunky himself. He probably could drop a few pounds.
So he just feels better by roasting fat people.
Well, yeah.
He's on that show for the same reason you would be on that fucking
Right,
show.
to say, I'm not that fat.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at these
Get your
people.
shit together. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. But there is so many, like I just found out now, this is big for me, that Roku has their own free TV selection.
What does that mean?
Well, you know how you have Pluto
I fucking hate Pluto.
and Tubi,
There's a Pluto button on my TV.
right?
And every time I accidentally hit that, I get fucking angry. So I'm
Pluto's
like,
got a lot of
I go,
stuff.
I know, but I in my head I'm like, I have a real TV, thank you. Why are you
Well,
popping
because
on
you
my
might
screen?
want to watch Gladiators from '93. You don't watch
I didn't
shows?
even know I didn't want to watch that. You know what I mean? I didn't even know it existed for me not to want to watch that.
This is all, like you said, this podcast is kind of a, did you say this podcast is like medicine for people? Is that what you said?
No, I said it helps people feel comfortable.
Right, so it's medicine.
You're gonna make that overstatement. I'm gonna stick to mine.
I'm saying that it's like opioids. Our podcast, you could get so addicted that you might have to go to rehab,
Yeah.
right? It's so good and soothing.
Soothing, yeah.
And that's kind of what I'm looking at when I'm watching those shows is the soothing aspect of,
Yeah.
it's not fucking today's bullshit news I got to listen to.
Right.
I'm trying to
right.
escape.
It's empty calories. It's nice.
It's Cheetos.
Which is a sponsor of that show, I'm sure.
I don't think so. That'd be bad.
Cheetos and pints of ice cream.
Why? It could be because this woman gets her food from the pantry because she can't afford any, food
Wait, what?
with money. She can't buy food.
That's a good
she's
way to.
broke.
That's a good way to not be fat, though.
But she goes to the pantry, and the pantry just gives her like cake mix and Cheetos and
What's
all
the pantry?
garbage, like mac and cheese. The pantry's like a church pantry. The food,
Okay.
they give you free food.
So they're just feeding this fatty.
They're feeding her.
Yeah.
I mean, a box, a small box there's 10,000 calories of garbage in there, and then she had some type of meat.
How many calories does she eat a day?
I don't know. Look,
They're not doing any
I don't
calorie
want the-
counting on this.
That's too serious now. You got way too serious.
I mean, I'm just curious.
I don't
'cause,
want-
like, I have to be under I have to be under 2,500
I
calories.
was looking at her tooth the whole time, the missing tooth. That's what I was fascinated by the missing tooth and the way she was talking
Yeah.
and how she consumed the chair that she was sitting in. She was so large that the chair was unseeable.
Turned into a stool.
Yeah, I'm like, wow. And I'm uncomfortable
Yeah.
if my 34 waist pants don't fit exact. Like if I don't have like a little hand that I can slip in my pants, the hand clearance. Like if you put your
Is
hand.
that a rule?
Yeah, because when I'm trying to adjust my pants, if you
Yeah.
can't get your hand in your pants to adjust them,
You're like, oh fuck.
like I'm feeling a little big right
A little
now.
bloated.
Yeah.
a little big right now.
I'm feeling big.
Yeah.
So when I start feeling big, like I had nothing to eat today,
Yeah.
so I could be in a whole different mindset right now.
Right.
I'm really on intermittent fasting right now. I had P.F. Chang's last night at 8:00, and I haven't eaten since. And that's a sad story,
Yeah.
right?
What, P.F. Chang's?
No, the person who doesn't get to eat all day. Yeah, sure, my last meal was good.
Yeah,
It's pretty
P.F.
good.
Chang's. Yeah. You
Pretty good.
You gorged yourself. I know you
I
did.
had a big bowl of shit. So I'm really kind of full still. So it's
Yeah,
not really.
You're not fucking doing anything heroic.
I'm fasting.
You're not doing anything heroic.
I've been fast. What time is it?
You're not Gandhi. Jesus.
Shit,
It's
for me
12.
it is. I treat myself like Gandhi because if I go, you're a hero today. The way you're acting, the way you've Yeah, your behavior is hero-like. If you were trying to set an example, you've done it.
Oh my God, you gotta stop watching these shows, Carmen. You really do.
I'm just thinking that there are some things, we call it the forced compliance, forcing yourself.
What are you talking about now?
Well, I'm forcing myself. I could have eaten this morning.
Yeah,
and I have discipline. There was plenty of stuff in there
yeah,
that I was drooling over.
yeah. Like what?
There's this Kashi cereal we have that's peanut butter.
Why?
It says it's healthy. It says it's protein-based. But if you pour it in a big bowl and you pour milk in it,
Yeah,
it's like having ice cream.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's like
So
it's
good.
Lucky Charms, basically.
They lie to me.
Yeah,
But they have this great story where they got the Kashi from.
yeah.
Like people are running through a field on the box.
You know why people are fat?
Lies?
Well, yeah, but mostly because
We
they're
buy
like,
into the lies?
as soon as companies started trying to make food taste good, like better than it actually should taste,
Yeah.
that's when people started getting fat.
That's why I like this woman on Too Large.
It's a price to
she
pay.
put kale in her mouth and she spit it out on camera. I'm like, she's honest. Kale does not taste good.
Yeah, but
No matter, my wife has made kale chips, those supposedly,
stink up the house.
you have got to burn the shit out of those for me to eat them. They have to be so crispy, they're chips.
Yeah,
They have to have enough extra virgin olive oil soaked into them
Yeah.
and then fried.
yeah.
But she did talk about frying butter, a pat of butter.
To make the chips. Yeah.
I try that. I would try it. I don't think it's I don't know if it's bad for you.
Butter?
Butter's not bad, but fried butter, the frying ruins things.
Yeah, for whatever reason. I don't really know why.
It destroys the chemical makeup of it.
I don't accept that answer
Yeah,
from him.
it's some type of biology. No, not biology. It's some type of
Chemistry.
it's a chemistry thing. If you're looking at the chart, which I'm doing in my head right now, I can see the element chart because I used to look at it sitting in science class. Gold was down here somewhere. I know that. AU.
Oh, where are you going with this? Yeah.
I'm just saying that if you're burning up butter in a pan, some of those elements are changing.
Yeah.
And that's it, really? That's all we got is that one element chart?
Yeah.
That's all we know of?
I mean, that's all the
That
scientists know.
always makes me wonder.
Yeah.
This is it. AU, AG,
You know, there are two elements.
NaCl,
Yeah.
which is salt.
Yeah.
I always liked that one.
NaCl?
NaCl was my favorite.
Why?
Because if you put sodium in water, it'll fucking go nuts. And the ones that went nuts were my favorite chemicals.
Okay.
The blow-up chemicals.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, that's what they do to you. They try to impress you.
Mm-hmm.
This guy who's been at the high school for 30 years has got nothing else except NaCl.
Yeah.
Look, you put Na into water, it takes the H and the 2, put the O, combines it, makes sodium nitroxide. Really?
Oh, my God.
And then after that, you're like, well, who cares?
Yeah. All right.
But it is interesting.
Where were you
the
going with
H2O, who knows where we're going with it?
I'm trying to figure out.
I don't know where we're going with it.
I
You
thought
wanted to
were
talk
onto
about
something.
butter.
No, I was like, yeah, I guess so.
The elements in butter. There's something in butter.
I don't think it's the elements.
It's gotta be made up of that chart of shit.
Yeah, I mean, it is made up, but you're not changing the elements of butter.
By
when you-
frying it,
No,
yes,
you're
you're
probably-
changing water just by putting one of the elements in the water. So you, obviously, this is simple. How could you not? You're heating oil. That changes the entire structure of the oil. It breaks
I don't know if it's
those
your face.
bonds.
I don't know if it's your
Those,
face.
you remember those octagon things that you see
I
on
think it's
chemicals?
a combination of your face and your voice where I cannot accept scientific fucking rhetoric from you. I'm gonna need.
I would just love to teach a class. They go, okay, Mr. Sirso is your substitute today. You see these fucking octagons? They look like honeycombs, right? Okay, the Na and the Cl, once we put water on this shit, it's going to flip out. And it's going to be cool. Okay?
Like,
Stop looking at your fucking phones.
this is reading class.
I would love
sir.
to teach.
Yeah,
Oh my God. I
You
would
just
love
want
to
to yell at
teach.
kids. I think that's really what you want to do.
But they would find me after, I'm telling you, it's going to take a couple weeks.
You'd be a good gym teacher.
No,
Yeah.
I need a chalkboard. I need a pointer. I need chalk.
No, I think you'd be a good basketball coach.
I don't want to do the physical shit. I want the coldest room in the school. I'd never leave it.
Yeah.
And a new crowd refreshes every 45 minutes.
Yeah. Okay.
Right?
Oh, so you just want to do stand up? you just want to do an open mic?
It's not open. I'm the only entertainer here. How was your biology teacher? He sucked, right?
Yeah.
I'd be totally ragging on the
roasting
other teachers.
teachers, yeah.
Fuck that English class, right, guys? And don't record me saying fuck anybody. Please.
The idea of being a substitute teacher just to work out in front of new crowds is hilarious.
To get a gig. That's why a lot of comics, now you think about it, there's a lot of comics that are teachers.
Yeah, surprisingly. Yeah.
Because they're testing material. These fucking public school teachers aren't doing shit. They're fucking becoming comics. That's what's going on. They're testing material, and there's probably other jobs we don't know about.
Like what? Like public speaking?
Motivational speaking, right? Teachers become motivational speakers. Teachers are becoming salesmen. They're using the public school system as their base, their apprenticeship to learn how to speak to crowds that will pay them bigger money than the government is right now.
Yeah, they're using the public education to find a real job.
Right.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Right.
Yeah.
But I
Smart.
can't
Good on them.
explain the 30-year English teacher though.
Yeah, but good on them. They should be doing that because
Using that system.
Yeah, because the job that they have at the school is dog shit. They don't get paid anything.
Now you're going too far. You have to cut this out.
No, what do you mean? What are you going to offend?
This is what we do.
Teachers?
Every time you go beyond, I want you to cut that out, and I want you to send it to me and go, here's the piece. Here's the bad piece that I.
What are you going to keep it for yourself?
It's kind of like robotic surgery. You go in there, you chop it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of like what they do when they staple stomachs together.
Right.
Right? You go in there, you edit this piece to pull out the bad, and we weigh it. And we go, how many bad pieces did Mike have today? If Mike keeps saying shit.
You know, I'm not gonna lie. This seems to be a common theme against every podcast that I do, where like,
Oh, now this is
well, no, people will be like,
a theme?
yeah, I almost like can't help but like say the offensive shit. I don't know what it is.
Well, it's not offensive. You don't realize it, and I don't want to point it out because I don't need any more anger. But you seem to be pissed off at certain things, and you go, "Oh, fuck the school system, man."
Well, I
knew it had someone you.
Yeah,
I knew it.
well, of
God
course,
bless.
that's how anger works.
Why?
Because I had a fucking Florida education, and I'm kind of
Now it's the whole fucking state. This is what I'm saying. And then you'll be suck my dick, and immediately I got Mike. No, don't say that. We had to cut it out last podcast.
All right, listen. I'm very comfortably saying that the
my dick?
Florida education system was 100% trash, and they should not be legally allowed to teach our
Well,
children.
how are we producing people like my children? Now you're going to go personal with me, because if you see my kids, you must, and here's what I'm going to...
Private school?
No, parents.
Don't lie to me.
It's the parents, right?
Private school?
It was
No.
Kelly.
It could be Kelly, but I'm saying parents, because once you're a parent with another parent, it's parents.
Oh, thank you. That's Florida education right there.
It's Ohio. That's Ohio education.
Okay, that's what, second to Florida?
My schooling in Iowa was supposed to be the best schooling. Iowa, that's where those tests came out of.
That's where those fucking tests came from.
The Iowa Basic Skills Tests
I can't believe you
that you would take them in Ohio. People were like, why are we taking the Iowa Basic Skills Test? Because that's the best school system. Okay, that's why you're taking the Iowa.
That's not.
Yes.
It's not the best school system.
And I'm pretty sure those, if you look them up, those tests are still circulating. Okay, so I had the best public education,
Oh my god.
and it was cake for me.
Okay.
I learned the elements. I knew exactly what NaCl was. But then I look at my kids when they went to school here. They had some hard classes. They had some hard stuff.
Like hard drugs.
No.
Because that's
They
what
were.
I had at my school. There was hard drugs.
You
and
did you have a
substitute
did you have a
teachers.
gifted program that you could have got into?
You want to know? You want to know what the program was?
Don't point at me.
This is hilarious. I'm pointing at me.
I'll tell you what the gifted program
What the
was.
damn program was. Without shaming the name of my school, the the program was, if you were gifted, it was called Mass, right?
Mass?
Yeah, Mass. You were in the Mass program.
Okay, like lots?
Imagine a ship, right? What's the highest thing on a ship?
Mast.
The mast. Yeah, you're in the
it's hard
Mass
to
program.
say.
And if you were in the fucking idiot club, guess what you were called?
Below deck?
The Anchor program.
Are you serious?
I swear to God. They called you're in the Anchor program. What does the anchor do? Holds the ship
Hold
back.
this shit together.
No, stops the ship from going anywhere.
That's right.
It's holding everything back. Like, they couldn't have been a little less ironic. Like, it was...
Right. If it wasn't for you guys, we'd be sailing.
Yeah, that's exactly what they basically said to us. They were like, you guys are the reason why we can't get funding for the school because you're fucking idiots.
So it's kind of like, it wasn't called shaming back then. It was just called,
You suck.
you got to,
Nerd.
we're going to put some pressure on you to do better.
They didn't put any pressure on us to do better.
Just said, just become an anchor, just weigh us down.
They
We're fine
put
with
us in
you.
front of a computer and they were like, don't look at porn, just do the test. And we would be like, and just zombies. Be like, oh, what's 4 + 4? Yeah, we're idiots.
Wow.
Yeah, dude.
But think about,
I'm not kidding
if you were in the mass
I like
program.
how you already assumed that I was in the Anchor program, by the way. You didn't even fucking...
You said we, not
Yeah, I
they.
know, I'm sorry.
Well, here's the
failed
thing.
English, okay.
I'm glad you were an anchor, because if you were in mast,
I wouldn't be on this
you
podcast.
wouldn't be here,
Yeah,
right?
fair.
I mean, we have to be anchors.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, no, it's we. Okay.
yeah. Well, because in my line of work, my lifestyle, in general, I've been the anchor. Ask anyone.
Okay.
Who's held the family back?
Right.
Dad. Right? Dad doesn't want to do this. Dad doesn't want to do that. Dad's going to put his foot down. Dad's dragging his feet. All those are anchors.
Yeah.
Right? Dad's got the brakes on. The whole works. Dad doesn't
Yeah, but
want
that's conservative. That's being conservative. That's not...
So when you view other people as an anchor, you treat them differently than you view yourself as an anchor. You as an anchor are a victim. Me as an anchor, I'm a smart person. I'm just doing the right thing.
Yeah,
See, it's really about somewhere. It has to do with when your brother did something to you, or you didn't have the top bunk bed, or this family vacation you're going on that's not a real family vacation that I cannot figure out what you're doing.
Yeah.
Or maybe there is no family vacation and you just didn't want to do a Thursday podcast. I don't know what's happening.
I'm going on vacation, folks. We'll be back, though. Don't worry. the way...
I don't think there's one fucking person out there that gives a shit if we don't do a Thursday podcast right
There's
now.
definitely at least one person.
One?
Yeah, Donnie. Donnie.
Donnie's gonna be like, what am I gonna do on Thursday?
Yeah, Donnie's
I'll
like-
find him outside here. Donnie, we're supposed to be here. I know, but I want to have a smoke here.
It just felt right.
I need to come in. Fine, come on in, Don.
I'm just gonna be running around in the bushes in your backyard.
Yeah, I mean, if Donnie showed up, that's fine. But then I know you'd be upset. We don't want to make Mike, oh, so you two got together
What if you guys did a podcast?
without you, and it was
Yeah.
killer.
And it was way better. And I was like,
We
fuck.
started an entirely new one.
Yeah, it's just the Don man.
Well, this is how people find out things,
See, now it's just become, it's full motion. Now it's an
Well,
idea.
No, I think we've mentioned this before. First string breaks his leg, second string comes in, and he's better than first string.
Yeah, that does happen a lot.
It happens all the time.
Yeah.
And that is this is what I'm saying to all you second stringers. Wait, be patient. It could happen.
Right.
You don't know when your chance is going to come. Do you actually recognize your chance, though?
What
Do you see your chance?
No. I don't think so.
That's the problem. Is that when the chance happens, can people recognize that this is their opportunity?
No, I think everybody in hindsight realizes it.
I should have said yes. I should have done blank,
Right.
right?
Right.
So there's opportunity constantly presenting itself. And, my experience over the years, I'm telling you, my advice to you, watch Jim Carrey, Yes Man. He says yes to everything. You don't need to be a master, an anchor. You don't need to be in any gifted program. You watch enough relevant television
Yeah.
to guide your life. TV, YouTube, Discovery, Tubi, Pluto. Those are the education. That's your education. That's where you get your stuff. Roku.
You know what? You could easily be a substitute teacher in the Florida education system. Like you could be a motivational speaker to these people. Like,
I would start talking to people about a lot of different things than what the school would want me to talk about. Like, their choices. Why'd you get that tattoo? What's up with the hair? Where do you live? That weird tick that you have. Like, I would start I'd be pointing shit out constantly. Why are you in the hallways?
Until you started talking about people's ticks.
Why you Why you in the hallway by yourself all the time? I see you have a problem. Like, I would be in your business so much.
Yeah, I feel that.
I'd be in the teacher's business, and then I would find places where you're not supposed to be in the school.
I always want to go in the teacher's lounge.
Yeah.
What's in there? What are they doing? I just looked at Donnie, and Donnie went, "Don't go to the teacher's lounge."
I've been in the teacher's lounge.
Donnie was like, "Steer clear."
It's not fun. They don't really clean it enough. They don't have
smoking
new furniture.
cigarettes and doing like heroin.
They're talking about what they do if they had the money to smoke cigarettes and do heroin.
Damn.
They're talking about what they would have done if they didn't get into teaching.
Ugh.
That's it.
That sounds miserable.
It's called the green room. As comics. Well, I was gonna be a lawyer, and or they're bitching about other clubs.
Yeah. That is the green room. I thought the green room was even more fun.
It's not fun.
No, it's not fun.
It used to be fun.
Eh.
Green room used to be fun. Maybe it wasn't fun. Because of the hierarchy.
You were like trying to find a point and which was fun. You're like, oh yeah, it's never fun. Yeah.
It's only a mystique thing where the crowd sees you go in there and they're like, oh, I wish I could go in there.
Like, oh, to be a fly on that wall.
But if the green room entrance is not good enough, like the old green room entrance at McCurdy's was that curtain that was next to tables. And it's just a curtain.
They could hear.
And now he's got a door. You go behind the stage, and
nice now.
people are envisioning all the stuff that's going on back
what's
there.
going on over there?
They must be talking to Hollywood, or there must be lights and cake.
Jay
and-
Leno's back there, I bet.
Is Aerosmith back there? I mean, there's just like this whole thing
Hooker
where
and
you,
cocaine,
and there's nothing.
I will be honest. Some of those guys, they do know how to make a good green room. Like I saw DL Hughley.
Yeah.
He was back there. He had like 18 people in that green room. They were partying up. They had like bottles. They're popping bottles. They're smoking cigars and shit, laughing, having a great time.
And you don't need to be a comic to do that.
Just gotta be black.
You don't have to be black. You can be going to the casino with a bunch of friends and rent a party bus. Yeah, I saw it the other night.
What do you mean?
Like a bachelor party. Group of guys.
Okay.
Or maybe me, you, and Donnie, we rent an Uber, an XL, a big one, an excursion, and you're just vaping the fuck out of it. The whole thing is filled. And we pull up to a carload of chicks, and we just roll down the window, and that vaping smoke comes out.
Yeah.
And they look over and go, yeah, that doesn't look fun.
Yeah, that looks weird.
I used to have fun in green rooms when I booked shows. If it was my show, different story. If we had the Opera House, and we had the whole entire back, and then we had coolers, we planned the whole fucking day. We had limos, we had everybody back there. We had a party.
That's fun.
It was my gig. I could do whatever I wanted.
Yeah.
That's the problem. I think that's where being self-employed, doing whatever you want. Like this podcast would not be as fun if we had a guy on a lifeguard chair watching us, and we'd have to look up at him. Is this okay? What we just said? Like knowing this overseer's watching and listening to every word of the pod.
Yeah.
Or a sponsor. Could you imagine if we got Maytag or Whirlpool and they were paying us 50 G's an episode, and then I said something bad and you're like, dude, shut the fuck up. You want to keep Maytag, right? I'm like, Mike, why did you sell out? You should see the wash machine they gave me. It'd be a whole...
Yeah.
And I'd be, Mike, no, man.
Stop making fun of washing machines.
Right. You can't make fun of anything that spins. Or you have to always mock people with dirty clothes. Oh, what do you got?
Yeah.
It is a fucking Admiral?
The GE.
Yeah.
I get it.
Right? I mean, to have someone watching you.
Yeah, but like in the shows that you produce, you're like,
no one watched me.
You became the boss. Yeah, but you started watching other people.
Yeah, but I'm a bad boss.
Yeah, exactly.
No one even knew I was the boss. They're like, who's that fucked up guy in the corner? He's running the whole show. Really? Because he's he's like super drunk.
Yeah.
Actually, the more boss-like I became, the more less responsibility I did. Like I stopped even performing. That's what happens. If you're running a room for comedy, you end up not performing.
Yeah.
Because you say, oh, I just want to give everyone stage time. That's not true. You're just happy with boss position now.
Yeah, you just want to be in
Right?
charge.
That's like the cooler spot. You don't realize that shit.
Yeah.
It's like being in front of the camera. You think, oh, that's where I want. No. Guy behind the camera. And then on top of that, the guy who's the producer or the creator and then the writer and then the studio head. Studio head doesn't do shit except fucking stroll around like a star. He's the biggest star of everybody.
Yeah, in the room.
And we didn't know this until they started doing documentaries about studio heads.
That's the most boring documentary I think I've ever heard of.
But did you watch it closely?
No.
And you see that, what's their names?
Exactly.
Kafka? No, it wasn't Kafka.
What are you even talking about?
What's the names of the studio heads?
Yeah, that's my point.
There was a couple big ones. Not Spielberg. He's not a studio head, is he?
Oh, you mean
MGM
like,
Studios or the big people, the big wigs.
You mean like Weinstein?
No, before his time. The black and white, the big studio moguls with the big cigars, bald head, foreign people. You know, they ran the studios back in the day.
Talking about.
They would just smoke.
Yeah, hey.
It'd be like, bring in Greta Garbo, right? And it's like, Cagney, get over, you fucking, right? And it'd be like, oh, who's in charge?
By racial slur.
Right, when Cagney, who was the tough guy on stage, turns into the little pussy off stage because he's in front of a studio head, you go, I want to be the studio head. Look at Cagney crying. Because
you just want power.
I don't. That's why I'm bad at it. I told you, I'm drunk in the
You
corner.
just said you wanted to be the studio head.
No, you think you do.
You're fucking confusing the fuck out of me, man.
I told you because each piece of my brain, the corners are all coming in at once. They're talking to me.
Your head's closing.
My head's starting to talk about and bringing in the memories of being in charge.
Yeah.
When you're in charge of stuff, it could be fun, but on a long-term in charge person, it's horrible.
Okay.
If you're running something for 30 years, it's not fun no more.
Well, it's just because, you get things get old.
But you weren't smart enough to get out.
What if it's really fun? What if it's successful? What if you make a lot of money off of it?
You sell it. It's called growth.
Okay. All right.
If something's going well, if this podcast ever got, like, we're getting like 42 downloads a day. If this turns into 232 downloads a day, and someone shows up and says, hey, I'd like to buy this from you guys, I'd be like, it's all yours.
What does that mean, though? How do you buy this?
I don't know I'm not in business. I don't know how it works. They come in with money. I sell it.
Yeah, but then all you would do is you would just sell yourself to them, and then now you're like in a fucking job.
No, I'm out.
No,
I sold it.
It's called the Carmen Series.
I sold my name, everything. It's gone. I'm telling you, get out. You don't stay in things to watch it die slowly on the vine. You got to eventually pick that fucking grape. You know that, Mike.
Yeah.
What happens when you leave a grape on the vine?
I don't even know how to answer that.
You don't know what happens?
No, what happens?
It starts shriveling, right? And gets to be a prune.
Then you
That's a plum. I'm sorry. It gets to be a raisin.
No, wrong.
Yes. You want to be a raisin? No. Pull the grape when it's fat and juicy at its peak. 232 downloads. We sell the fucking podcast, right? And we take that money that we're gonna get, and we move on to the next thing.
We'll take our $500.
I don't care if it's 500. It's something. As long as they make, because then now you have on a resume, sold a podcast.
Now one of our listeners knows what our price is of a fucking measly $500. We're gonna start getting offers now in the comments. Be like, I'll pay for you guys to shut the fuck up for $1,000.
You get everything, by the way. You get Donnie, you get the mics, you get everything.
Just not you. So it's just buying you out, basically.
No, it's me and you. You get $250. But we're not allowed to be in here no more.
Okay.
We would watch their window outside.
Just
What are they doing with our podcast?
selling a portion of your home for a time slot each week.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's 500.
Yeah.
It's got to be a little more, but that's why people who own pizza places, like I know a few in this town. I know the club owners. I know people who are successful, the restaurants who've been in it. You never see them in the restaurant no more. You never see them in the club no more. You never see them behind the counter no more. You know why? Their life sucks. Yes, the business is successful and they're at home counting money, but they're pricks. They were happy when there was a thriving, I don't know what's going to happen, cool new business.
Yeah.
Put yourself on the line. Pull that fucking grape before it becomes a raisin. It makes a lot of sense. I've watched my fruit outside die because I'm not picking it quick enough.
You know what? It does make sense. For the sake of moving on, I agree with you. Just keep it fresh. Keep it moving. Yeah.
Right.
Keep the lifeblood.
Right.
Keep it moving.
It's okay if you don't get it. I see you don't get it. Because you're still a grape.
Yeah, I haven't been picked yet.
Right.
Yeah,
if someone makes you an offer, take
still
it.
got juice. You know?
What's better, Mike? What's better? A slow nickel or a fast dime? Which one?
Oh, are you serious? Oh my God.
Right, you're gonna take that dime. It's
No,
quick.
I'm no sellout, Carmen. I'm staying true to this podcast, all right? They can't buy me out. They'll give you $250 and you don't show up anymore.
I am gonna negotiate better than that. I know if you get 232 downloads on this podcast in one day, we're worth something. We're no Joe Rogans yet. Or Corollas.
Or any podcast.
Anything. We're not anything. I'd like to see that list where we are in the bottom.
No, you wouldn't want to see that list,
It
Carmen.
would motivate me. I want to see if we're an anchor or a mast. I want to know, are we...
incredibly demoralize you. We're an anchor, for sure.
You think that it would demoralize me or it would motivate me to do better? Like,
No.
I would say...
No, here's what would happen.
Here's what we got to do.
You would come in the next week with the fucking, like, boots on and, like, army pants, and you would be like, this is what we're going to do. This is the new business
Right.
plan. And I would be like, fuck.
And I'd have a
He's
sheet of
talking about
paper.
business again. Yeah.
I'd have a sheet of paper and a
Spreadsheet.
priority things. I go, okay, now we need to kind of have a list of things we're talking about.
Yeah.
Because you go off track, Mike.
But all it says is list, and then there's nothing actually on the list.
You remember that bit you did about...
Question marks.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to work on it.
List number 1, make a list.
Right.
Number 2, blank.
Yeah.
Look, you want to see my lists? They're all over there.
Yeah.
I have list after list after list. My satisfaction, and I guess this is, maybe it's mental, maybe it's obsessive compulsiveness. I'll make a list.
Yeah.
I'll cross things off. And then if there's 2 things left on the list,
Yeah.
I can't crumple that paper. Because there's too much. So I got to move it to another piece of paper. Then I can crumple it. I carry the baggage with me. But I get that satisfaction of crumpling the paper.
That's all you're in it for. Yeah.
The crumpling of the paper is like, did it. But there are some times where I didn't do exactly what that thing said on the list.
Yeah.
And I crumpled the paper.
What is it?
And I hold that inside me. Like, you cheated on crumpling the paper.
Damn. You hold yourself accountable. That's cool.
It doesn't do anything. It just...
Okay. I was hoping it would lead somewhere.
Let's be honest. It has led somewhere. But I don't want to talk about where it's led. And this is the problem.
What the fuck? What the hell? Where did this
Well, if you talk about...
turn into a drama all of a sudden? What is happening?
Because I'm not saying that I'm not successful. Okay?
You're not saying that.
But if I do say I'm successful, then the fun comes out of this podcast. I want people to think, yeah, there's some fucked up shit going on, even though there's not a lot of fucked up shit going on.
What are you talking?
Okay? So then maybe some people will take me too literal
Yeah.
on this podcast.
Definitely people take us too literal
They
for
do,
some
because
reason.
some of the comments I get.
Yeah, we're like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I see that you're an asshole, and my dad's an asshole, and I ignore my dad.
Wait, there's
so
an
I'm
actual
gonna,
comment?
Yeah, he kind of basically
That's
said that
Comparing you to his
to his
dad?
father. Like,
That dude has
like,
daddy issues.
I got like 12 sentences of this kid telling me, you know, goodbye. I got a goodbye. I used to love you.
What? He used to love us.
I'm gonna ignore you. I'm not leaving you. I'm not going to unsubscribe. I'm just going to ignore you.
I need to see this comment after the air. I need to see this. So he was just like mad at us. Are you? Wait, is he listening to the podcast?
This was a podcast comment, right? So,
damn.
And I put it on the YouTube, and I thought, is this the wrong format for the podcast? Because I got a lot of different, and they tell you do some different types of things on different formats, right? Yeah. Maybe I'm mixing two worlds.
Maybe
they can't see through though. They can't see that it's all comedy. Like I said, why does everyone think that I'm fooling everybody? Why do they actually believe that I was doing a graduation speech? It was in my backyard on a box.
Yeah.
But they really got upset when they found out.
They're idiots, dude. Don't read those comments. Except for on the podcast.
Fucking thing you watch on TV.
Wait,
here's my problem.
Okay.
Is YouTube, is Facebook, is Instagram supposed to be reality?
No. It's a sub-reality at best.
Then why are they holding me to a higher standard?
Because they're idiots, Carmen. Like, no offense to anybody who leaves like an actual well thought out comment, but the people who like get mad on the comment threads, they're not people that like I would ever talk to in real life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I see that, but
but you still read them and you're like, fuck you, you fucking little shit.
I'm just like, how is this guy mad about me? This love language thing, right?
We got the same thing.
Who cares about the love language thing?
Out of all things that we could talk about, that was the thing that triggered the most people, was the love language. That's hilarious.
And I'm like, I never said I didn't believe that there is such a thing. I'm like, I'm the kind of person who doesn't talk about that's the kind of thing out there.
Yeah.
It's like talking. It's like there's too much talk about everything, right? And for me, I don't like to know some of the behind the scenes stuff. I would rather not know how things operate. Like if someone says, "Oh, you're this kind of comic," I don't want to know that's my style of comedy. I don't want to figure out my style. I want to just do what I do.
Yeah.
Because once you start making me feel like I'm a certain way, then I'm going to try to act
different
that way. No, or that way more.
Oh, I see.
You might be trying to influence people by, oh, you know what? I like the Police before 1983, when they had their first album. Now and then they became like Bruce Springsteen became too country or whatever.
Right.
People try to tell you how to do things.
Yeah, of course.
Right. And
everybody's a critic.
I put myself in that position too. Yeah. I've said some things where I go, oh, I used to like this before and then they got that way and I don't. They're growing.
Yeah.
They pulled that fucking grape off the vine.
There you go.
That's what they did. They were done. When Seinfeld said no more TV shows, that's pulling the grape off the vine.
Yeah, I get that.
Right? If he would have left it on the vine. Here's where we're coming back to this.
I can't believe it, honestly. I can't believe we're coming back to the fucking grape.
Okay, what's a good example of this? Mike Tyson?
What?
When you go back and try to fight again,
or he went to jail, that was him pulling the grape.
No. These guys, like Jordan, pulled the grape off the vine, then he came back. But Jordan did okay, I think, right?
No,
he didn't.
No, he was on the Wizards and it was awful.
No. Okay, was it bad?
Yeah, it was. He had a good jump shot, but it wasn't the same.
Right. So when he pulled that grape, you can't put the grape back on the vine. That's what I'm saying. So pull it off,
and
then move on. Yeah, move on to something else. Well, I don't think he went back into sports at all.
Well, the rumor
he tried to do baseball in the middle, but I'm saying like when you're done being whatever and you did your max, you did your best. So now go be something else completely different. Like a lot of guys will go into business, or a lot of guys will become. There's some guy right now that's hanging out with Grant Cardone. Grant Cardone, the billionaire, the undercover billionaire show that I liked. There's a guy that used to play baseball for the Yankees. I can't think of his name, who now is a business guy. He's not back in baseball. He's a business guy.
Okay.
He pulled the grape off. Now he's got a new blossom. It's a different fruit. It's a strawberry. And once that gets ripe, he's going to eat that motherfucker.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. You have to figure out things like that. If you let this podcast, and I see it, it's blooming. But once it hits full fruit maturity, we're yanking it, we're selling this son of a bitch, and then we're taking that money, we're going to vacation, And on that vacation, we're going to come up with the new idea, which will be something completely different.
Okay.
It'll be a podcast that's so serious and so rigid and strict.
Yeah.
And then when that grows, we sell that motherfucker.
Pull it off the ground.
We pull it off.
Off the
We
vine.
just keep pulling our successes like a whole, what do you call a lot of grapes?
I don't know what the fucking terminology is
There's
for.
a bunch.
Yeah, a bunch of grapes.
I'm pretty sure.
That's what it's called, yeah.
Is it what it is?
It's a bunch of grapes.
Okay,
yeah.
if fuck pulling one off, we wait till all the grapes are ripe, then we cut a beautiful bunch of grapes, and then I'll hang them over your mouth, and you can eat them with your. You can open your, and I put grapes in your mouth,
I don't like this anymore.
and that's gonna be the cover of our podcast. Me feeding you all the ripe grapes that we produced will be.
Donnie's just fanning us with a leaf.
With a loincloth on.
Yeah.
He's got to look Egyptian,
Yeah.
right?
Oh my god.
gotta look Egyptian.
Biggest inside joke of a podcast title ever.
We'll have 10 Donnies. We'll do 10 Donnies that are holding us in one of those things.
Yeah.
Somehow you're getting fed the grapes.
Yeah. That's your analogy.
Why is I mean, I should be getting as many grapes as you are.
Nope, you're feeding me the grapes. You already said it. You're standing above me.
I never put myself in a inferior position. I should be the one getting fed.
Yeah, but you have control of the grapes. See, he kind of liked that.
Excitement on his face
Well,
as he realized he had all the power of the grapes.
Yeah, he kind of liked it. I could tell. He was like,
I'm just thinking how this would work.
"That's your problem." I think that.
Because it's hot outside. We got to do this inside.
What do you mean?
If we're going to film this. We're going to need a studio. Because I keep seeing it outside by the grape trees
You have grape trees?
or vines.
You have grapevines?
No. That's what I'm saying. We're going to have to, this is going to be a hell of a, because I need fresh grapes right off the vine.
We're gonna have to go to a farm.
Yeah. I see it. Well, I just believe that that's really maybe what this podcast has turned out to be, is when something is ready, when we see an opportunity, we have to take it. Have we had any opportunities? Because I might not have recognized it. Have you seen any opportunities from this?
You pull a full 180. You're like, now have we actually had any opportunities in this bitch?
I mean, we're jumping the gun here because
a little bit, yeah.
I don't even see.
You somehow got to a bunch of grapes.
Right.
I don't know how we got to a bunch of grapes, but
I'm saying that has there been something that's come of this so far? Have we used this valuable?
we've talked shit to people on the comment threads. That's been fun.
So we've had no opportunities. This is one of the slowest businesses I've ever been involved in. You know, usually the ramp up period is quicker.
No, this is slow, but it's slow roast, slow burn.
I mean, I don't see like
We're in a
there's
smoker.
like if we quit now, we would still be at the same like we haven't grown. Like you know those charts where they show like Apple stock from like 1981 to 2000, where you should have bought it.
Yeah.
Right? So the stock is just flat for 20 fucking years, and everyone's like, oh, that's a loser stock. Why would you ever? And then all of a sudden it goes like this because they came out with the iPhone.
Yeah.
That's where we're at. We're at a flat fucking, you know.
For 20 years.
Do we have that kind of patience? What do you call it? Stamina?
At least we're not going down.
You don't know until the chart. You don't know.
Oh, we're still at zero. Is that what you're saying?
We're at zero, but we don't even know if we're negative. But here's the thing. on our chart of flatness, of nothingness, you know, we've had really no growth, right? Maybe a few lucky downloads from people who are like they're so fucking bored. They're like,
Yeah.
because it shows, you know, the retainage too. Like, have we been able to keep anybody? We can't keep
Retainage.
nobody. Like, we can't keep nobody listening. Like, people listen once and like, I'm out.
Yeah. That's good though. We have like a, you know, it's like a.
I think it's good. But anyway, I could be reading the chart wrong.
Trying to put a positive spin on. You're like, this is terrible.
Oh no, it's like no return customers. Like, everyone's going, don't go there. Right? Thank God there's not like, we're not big enough for any type of reviews or Yelps or anything like that. Or we haven't charged any money for anything.
I would love to get yelped.
Like, we haven't
fucking funny would it be
we
if
have
we
no
got
better
yelped.
business bureau complaints against us. No, nothing like that, because we don't charge any money. But if we were taking people's money for this, we paid $3 for that fucking download, and don't go there. Avoid it. But this whole nothingness, even during Apple's nothingness, I'm sure they had fun.
We're having fun. Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
So even though we can't quantify this.
We're on the right.
Yeah, Donnie wants to wrap it up. But even though we can't quantify this, you know, whatever we're doing here.
Yeah.
Like I said, if we quit today, it would be the same as the first day. Nothing has happened.
I like that.
There's been no change. Only growth in this room between me and you. We've only had our own personal growth.
Yeah.
Which I don't know what that is. But there's something there. It's
grapes.
And that flatness, eventually, could you imagine? All of a sudden, a spike.
Yeah.
And here's the fucking bad part of this whole thing. It's like Bitcoin. Okay?
Oh, no.
Bitcoin was flat for so long that somebody said, fuck Bitcoin, I'm going to buy 2 pizzas with 10,000 Bitcoins. And all of a sudden it went like this, and that motherfucker cries every day that he blew 10,000 or almost $20 million or whatever that number is on 2 fucking pizzas. So we're not quitting.
Yeah.
We're not
quitting.
selling.
We're not done yet.
Even if we get 232 downloads, I'm not fucking letting go of this grape, because we don't know how big this grape could be. This could be the biggest fucking grape you've ever seen.
Yeah.
Right? What's the biggest grape you've ever seen? Size of what? A large grape. But if it got to be plum size, like Bitcoin,
A cancerous
a
grape.
giant, fucking tumor
A
grape.
tumor of a grape. Yeah.
That's when we sell.
That's when we go, baby.
All right, that's good for today. I think.